Wow, 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 wow. You guys, you guys, I'm taking a break from mowing. Is the mic sensitive enough to pick up my neighbor mowing? Can you hear that? So anyway, yeah, it's a beautiful day. I'm mowing and doing gardening and all that stuff. I came in to check, just kind of check up on my stats or whatever. You guys, this video, I don't know why, but it went kind of viral. I mean, for me, most of my videos get maybe 400, 500 views, right? 1,800 views in the last 2 days. Don't ask me why, I didn't do anything different, I don't think. Oh, I know. The almighty algorithm, the YouTube algorithm. We have to worship the algorithm. It's like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I take it back. Edit. No, I should have done Neo from The Matrix, right? So, you guys, I don't know why, but, a bunch of new subscribers. Thank you. Welcome to, all right, it's an exclusive club. All you have to do is watch a video and you will be assimilated, like I said in the last video. But a bunch of views, bunch of new subscribers, and a bunch of first-time commenters. I've got, geez, wait, let me update this real quick. Hang on. I've got, between the last video and the latest video, I've got 82 comments to respond to. And I'm sorry, you guys. I just went through and I just gave you all hearts, for now, just so you know that I read your comment, all right? It's going to take time, right? But I will respond to all the comments because that's just how I roll, all right? So, yeah, but I do have a couple of things I need to clarify. A couple of you have been asking, well, why don't they do the genetic testing right away? Where I explained how they can go in and go into the cell and do that. Well, I did have genetic testing done, but it's different. It has to do with, because I lost both my brother and sister to pancreatic cancer, I decided to do this genetic testing just to see if it runs in the family, right? Because I don't want my kids coming down with it, right? So get this, it cost me $1,000 to do this genetic testing. It's a blood test, and then the counselor calls and we go through my whole family tree and all that, and did my cousin have it, and so they didn't, I don't remember them telling me up front it was going to cost me $1,000. So I put it on my credit card. It showed up as a copay or whatever. So I just paid it. But then later I got a notice in the mail saying from a separate company, okay, so we approved it, and so it's been paid by Blue Cross. So now I got to call Blue Cross and get a refund or whatever. So anyway, but yeah, that genetic testing is different than what I was talking about in the previous video. All right, so the second thing is Dr. Brower, my surgeon that I talked about. I raved about him a couple videos ago. Oncologist surgeon. Yeah, he's predominantly a surgeon, but he knows his cancer stuff. He was very meticulous in drawing diagrams, explaining everything, and a couple of you commented, why don't you have the surgery now? That's my Samsung stove that needs a new motherboard. It just randomly does weird stuff. Shut up. So, sorry. So he's meticulous with explaining everything, how everything works. Now, because you guys commented, why don't you get the surgery done right away? And it's not the Whipple. The Whipple is the head of the pancreas. Mine is at the tail. So that's I don't remember. I'll put it up here. But he explained The reason we're not going to do surgery now is because I'm in the middle of chemo. When I do this surgery, I have to be off chemo for a month prior and 2 months after surgery. Because we don't want any, because your immune system is compromised, right, during chemo. So we don't want that. So that's why we're not doing the surgery now. We're going to try something different, a different regimen of chemo, see how that goes, then do the surgery because, we just don't want to risk, like major infections and stuff if we do the surgery now. So does that make sense? So I just wanted to clarify that up for those of you that are kind of wondering why we don't, and I kind of wondered that too. It's like, why don't we do the surgery like right off the bat, even before I do chemo? And they're like, no, we'll do the chemo first. We'll try to shrink the tumor, then see what happens. And because, the first part of the chemo was kind of a botch, right? I don't look at it that way. It's like, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it. A little disappointing, but like I said in the other video, I'm just going to keep living my life, doing what I do, sleeping in the camper because I love it. And some of you commented, don't think too much about the psychology of sleeping in the camper because I said something to the effect, I'm in there because subconsciously, in case I don't get to go on the road full time like I want to. And some of you were like, just stop it, just enjoy it. And so I totally agree. Thank you very much, you guys. Okay, sorry. Let me interrupt for a second here. Because, the voice is in my head and maybe just a little bit of ADD, right? Mild, if you're new. So anyway, excuse me. Anyway, wait, something shiny. And where did I put my keys? Like, geez. Anyone? Just being honest. So anyway, I'm interrupting because Steve left a comment. If you don't know, Steve is like a long-time Mad Packer. He's been around for a while. He's bloody brilliant. He lived in the UK for a long time. Now he's in New York. PhD in molecular biology and cancer research and technical writing. And he started a company, doing funding for, I can't remember. But anyway, I'm going to post some of his long articles on the community. Anyway, Steve, thank you, my friend. I think you mentioned, something to the effect, why are you like listening to advice from a surgeon instead of from like a full-blown oncologist? So yeah, good point. So I want to clarify that. We're going to look at like the umbrella of my care. All right. So let me do this because I'm a geek. Of course I did it in PowerPoint, right? So anyway, oh, whoops. That was something different. Wait, so that was a joke. Get over it. So anyway, so Madison Brickner is my overall primary health care provider. All right. High level, right? Dr. Shanks is the grand poobah, so to speak, excuse me, of, cancer, oncology. So everything goes through Dr. Shanks. All right. And I ranted and raved about Dr. Brower before, right? So he's very gregarious and he laughs at my jokes. And Dr. Shanks is like, if I tell a joke, he's like, oh, okay. All right. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. So he's very understated, but super, by the way, 16 years of schooling, undergrad, PhD, then oncology, then something else. Jeez. So, Christy El-Ghazi, I meet with her quite often. So, super smart. I like her to death. Great. We joke around a lot. And by the way, Dr. Brickner, she doesn't actually look like this. just so you know. But she does laugh at my jokes and we get along. So yeah, she's. And then Guru Trichotillomanian, try that. Trichotillomanian, he did my exploratory endoscopic surgery. The 4 scars. No, that was Dr. Brower. No, Trichotillomanian did another surgery where he did the biopsies. Go in and take a piece of the tumor, and pieces of the liver, and so that was pretty involved. I was knocked out. And by the way, Dr. Brower, if you're watching, do you remember me just before I got knocked out on the table? I told you my girlfriend joke. It was like the last thing I remember before I'm like, and those of you that don't know, I'm on the table and I'm always cracking jokes, right? So I'm like, yeah, so my girlfriend said she would meet me at the gym, but she never showed up. So I don't think we're going to work out. And Dr. Brower laughed. And then I'm like, pfft. So anyway, Steve, I just wanted to clarify that, right? So I've got this big team of people that are they're all consulting. They're all sending notes back and forth and figuring out the best treatment. And, so Dr. Brower consulted with Shanks and they're like, yeah, we need to try something different. So anyway, thanks, Steve. Love you, my Brit bro. New Yorker, whatever. So anyway, yeah, so let's keep going. Something shiny. Sorry. Interrupting again. No, I'm not sorry. This is the way editing goes, for us like international YouTubers, right? Seriously, you might be thinking, all right, this guy is posting videos. He's gone through 12 weeks of chemo, dragging around his puppy. I'll talk about that in a sec. And the chemo isn't working. The tumor hasn't shrunk. Why isn't he more like, the 5 stages of grief, right? Is he in denial? No, I'm not. I have very serious moments by myself walking in the yard, through the garden and stuff. And yeah, no, it has sunk in, you guys. In fact, I texted my son, my middle son, Brian, today. And I said, are you still interested, in my house? End of life planning, right? Because he's got a small family, couple of grandkids. And my place would be perfect for him, because he's always wanted like a big, subwoofer. Let me know, Brian. But no. Couple of reasons why I'm very upbeat. Couple of reasons, all right? Number one, it's my personality. And you can ask those of you watching, like my schoolmates in grade school and high school, I've always been the class clown. I've always been glass half full, very optimistic person. I can't help it. That's why I say, I'm just going to live my life and just do, so I'm not in denial. So number two, so this morning, and I talked about in a previous video how my puppy, this chemo that they hook up when I leave, the hospital, and it runs for 46 hours. Then a nurse comes over and unhooks it, and she puts on this big hazmat gown. It's like, what the heck, right? I've got biohazard going into my body. By the way, those of you that are new, there's something called a smart port, and it's a surgery. It's underneath my skin, and I carry a card. Where's my wallet? That, if I'm in an accident, the EMT is like, oh, he's got the smart port, so we can plug in like whatever, right? So anyway, so Heidi came over this morning to remove my puppy. And so I told her, She's like, how's it going? I'm like, you know what? I'm just really struggling today. Just really fatigued, and I feel like crap. And, you know, she's like, yeah, okay, sorry. But reason number 2, I'm in a good mood. Dexamethasone is a steroid, and this is getting too long. I'll try to wrap this up. But dexamethasone is a steroid that they hang on the IV when I leave the hospital. And then I've got these pills. So the dexamethasone wore off from the hospital. So I took a dexamethasone this morning, and I told her that. And I'm like, yeah, so I was feeling crummy, so I took a Dex. So I'm feeling a lot better now. And those of you that have been around for a while, you guys know, like, it's not that. I'm just in a better mood, all right? So it makes me feel better. And reason 3, it's a beautiful day outside. I'm outside, you know, doing gardening and stuff. And so I don't know if that makes sense, you guys, but, you know, my personality, dexamethasone, maybe a little bit of ADD, and a beautiful day outside. All right, so yeah, this is why when I'm on camera, you guys don't see my really crummy stuff, because I don't want to put that stuff out here. This is entertainment. This is a fire hydrant of entertainment. Right? My goal is to make someone smile who might really need it. All right? Sometimes I need it, but then I read your comments. That's when I get back from what I'm doing. All right? Gotta go. Thank you so much. I might get a little bit emotional because you guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know that, right? Okay, so gotta go. I've got some plants to get in. All right. Thank you. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Something shiny. Strawberries are going in next. Thanks, you guys. Gotta go. All right. Bye.